The Lost Book of Enki Tablets. Is this book, I was trying to listen to it all night last night. There's Barney Miller. I think our only chance as earthlings is to remember and honor our own gods, or our own earthlings, let's say, of 1981, which is Barney Miller and Wojo, versus the Anunnaki gods. There's Yamana, okay? It's going to be this kind of man, this kind of values, this kind of human, versus these Anunnaki gods who actually, when you, sorry, I'm going to yell, I don't want to yell. Oh yeah, Harris, I love Harris. Now, these guys, the Anunnaki, okay, let me just see both, okay. I was listening to this last night. All the names have been changed, but they are, Marduk, for instance, is Nimrod, because he built this building that went up there, and then Enlil destroyed this thing and made everybody have a different language, so that they couldn't, all of a sudden the different languages were. So you understand what I'm trying to say is that all these other names, like Noah, also had a different name, but the same events happened, different names, same events. These towers of Babel and also the floods. Now, what's really weird is that they had these destructive, these Nibiru things had spaceships. They even called them some sort of ships. I don't know if it's Zechariah Sitchin's own interpretation, and I heard that he drank blood too, but, you know, I don't know what's the truth here, but a lot of the Bible, the gods, the Jehovah gods, turned out to be one of these Enlil types, from these older writings of the Sumerians. Why is this being ignored? And who is Jesus? Is Jesus even, like he said, before Abraham was, I am? Because even Abraham would have been one of these so-called gods, like Gilgamesh. All these gods, or what we call fallen angels, were actually the humans, it seems. I don't know, I'm not going to say that, but all I'm going to say is that they did do destruction. Worse than the flood, they had these 4 weapons, the secret weapons, that no one could beat. And some of them made people turn into foam at the mouth. The word lake, from Lake Titicaca, means foam. That's one of the creation stories in these ancient aliens. They found that foam was like, you know, when the world turned into nothing and slime and all the mountains were formed because of these weapons, they would just shear off mountains into the ocean and flood the whole earth with the sea, and people would drown and all this stuff. And I'm not sure whether the fallen angel, well, okay, so even in the Bible it agrees, the fallen angels taught mankind how to do all, you know, how to create metals, how to dig for iron, copper, ore, gold. They taught people how to create makeup. Okay? So all this useless shit, as opposed to the Father God, who I guess is sleeping, who just taught us the natural, simple way. So what I'm trying to say is this. I guess it's reflecting pools in the Pan's grotto, but I don't know. Jesus and the apostles said, what are the signs of the end times? What are the signs of the end times? Why did they say that? Because they knew they'd been talking about it before, and that's when he went into the whole spiel about what the signs were. Remember? Matthew later, 24 or something. And then the whole world has been, the Christianity has always been, but, you know, we have to look into what is the interpretation. I'm going to just give you my upshot from being one of these born-again Christians as a 12-year-old, or Catholic when I was even before that. I was a Catholic as a small child, and then my mother became one of these Foursquare board, you know, Pentecostals, etc., etc., etc. I watched Gods of the New Age from 1980, and I partied a lot. And so anyways, Luger! We all love Luger. So our only hope, I believe, these kind of characters' development is not done anymore. Okay? You don't have any good characters ever on TV with the new shit ever since the 90s. Okay? Then you got Seinfeld. That was the downfall. Seinfeld was the breakdown. You do not have any funny shows since Barney, Miller, and maybe a few others, but I'm talking early 80s. Something happened in the 80s. I don't know if these angels came and destroyed it, but this is our only hope. Because if the earthlings stand a chance against these fallen angels who are coming back on Nibiru, they're probably just headed right back. They're right around the corner. God's going to sort us out because we're all going to get destroyed, because then he's like the harvest. Remember? Your best bet is to be faithful to your times, your childhood. I'm hoping you're one of me, where your childhood was filled with good stuff like Barney Miller and good music. And you better be faithful to it. In other words, don't watch anything else. And when other people talk about other new shit, you say, no, nothing's like Barney Miller. Period. End of story. Because it's only Barney Miller who's like a human, like a judge, a good character. Okay? He's the only one who supersedes these guys and their weapons. These are our weapons. And that was the whole meaning of Jesus, who came from prior to these guys, prior to the gods, even the God in the Bible, because that's one of them. We're talking the original Father, or the origin, the absolute, not all these weirdos who did who use weapons and tore down buildings, built buildings, used these tablets of ME tablets or something. You gotta find this out for me. I don't know. Please do your own research on the lost tablets of Enki. It's very disturbing because, like I said, it's just like the Bible. It's prior to the Bible. And I want to find out and flesh out just what makes Jesus different and what makes 1981 different. What makes Barney Miller, our humanity, the greatest show ever made in a sitcom. Let's put it this way, there's nothing been better. There's been things that are good. Lots. But I'm giving you a quick example because we don't have 10 years of my Platonic university under a tree to discuss all this shit. We got a few minutes. Just like Barney Miller had only 20 minutes, one day per week back in from 79 to 84. That's all we got. That's all we got to stand on to fight these guys. Or to even prove to these guys not to kill us all. Because that's what's going to happen pretty soon. I guess. It's between the earthlings and these things returning. Some idiot earthlings have struck some sort of a bargain to destroy us earthlings. Hope maybe to make these guys happy. I don't know.